All right. So today we have a VOD from Sanderson in a advanced queue playing defense, and the three areas of focus I want to highlight before we get into it. The first one, the most important, I think, practice. You're obviously a good mechanical player, but it seems like in the important situations, your mechanics really don't come through for you. And to me, that means you haven't gotten your mechanics solid enough. You're not used to doing these things without thinking. So when you do have to think, and when it comes to those like intense pressure-filled situations, they kind of just break down, and it causes you to kind of flub on a lot of good plays that you're in a good position and you play it well until the very end. So yeah, that's definitely the most important thing I saw. Another thing, putting your teammates in good situations with your positioning. There's sometimes where you kind of turn your brain off with your positioning, and not even that, but you're not really seeing the full play ahead of time. So it's things like turning back when you shouldn't because you were supposed to be an option, or turning under when you should turn over because there's going to be a passing lane between two defenders or things like that. You'll see that in the video. And then three, understand when the play should end with you. So there's a lot of times that I feel like you kind of hold on to the puck a little too long and you end up turning it over, or you miss a good potential pass. And then there's other times when you don't hold the puck long enough and you put your teammates in bad situations because you didn't want to draw people in by controlling the puck. So yeah, as we're watching, just make sure to pay attention to those takeaways and really focus on what you can do better in those situations. But other than that, IPV Discord down in the bio. Join. It's really easy to submit a VOD. So just join that, submit a VOD in the correct threads, and we'll get to it in usually under 48 hours. That being said, enjoy and let's get right into it. All right, so here you're positioning pretty good on this transition, and you're going to be the first this puck. You have 27, or not 27, but 97 kind of on the cut here. Honestly, with the way that you're angled here, I don't see why you can't just like throw it on the ice. I don't think it has to be a bat. I think if you just throw it fast on the ice at like this kind of an angle, then 97 can get to it and try and take a shot out. But still getting it in front here is good. Even shooting for a rebound would be beneficial. Just like kind of put it up high, make the goalie jump for it, and hope that it pops down for 97. But it's good that you recognize 97 is open here and that you try to make that pass. I think the idea is right here, but the execution seems a little bit off on this play. I think this is me here, actually. I'm coming this way to sort of drag anyone here away from this space so that 97 has a clear lane. So this doesn't have to be rushed. Like, you have some time. Just make sure that you possess it pretty well. You have it comfortable on your backhand, and that you can just kind of toss it up and let Cap skate into this. You definitely didn't have to rush it, which it kind of felt like you did. But there wasn't really any pressure on you. So, yeah, just take your time, take it off the wall, really cup it. Instead of making those little touches. Okay, so the routing here is a little bit questionable. I think you should stop here and just kind of take your space, and then if you're like stopped, you're wasting stamina as well. But if you're stopped here and 98 starts coming down to commit onto you, this is when you can like kind of board bounce out and go up the ice. But you're just kind of skating into the space that 98 is covering, and then after this happens, 97 chooses to carry because he has some space. You actually do a pretty good board bounce here. 98 is kind of caught lacking, just skating back down the ice. You board bounce out. You're now moving this way, so you're facing this direction, and you have momentum going this way. I don't see any reason not to just to not kind of route like this. Give Cap an easy pass because you're going to be open. 98 is just kind of sleeping, but instead you try and cut back out. For really no reason, and your teammate is left without an option. So I don't really like this decision from you to board bounce here. So you got a lot of open space, and you see your forward partner board bounce here on the map. He just board bounced. He's going this way. I'm pretty sure 16 is going to have to be worried about him, so he's probably going to turn up like this. And you can just sit here because that's going to give you a whole lot of space here. Just sit here and wait for this pass to come to this area. But instead, you try and board bounce as well, do some weird shit, and it kind of puts you in an awkward position. But you do make a good cut. This is kind of interesting the way you use your stam here as well, because you dump all your stam, you cut well, but you slow down a lot to make that cut, and you're not able to like really speed up to keep the guy board bouncing on the back check away from you, and then you kind of just lose it. So not much I can talk about there, but yeah, just generally the positioning and recognizing what your forward teammates are doing. Just let them open up space for you in this situation. I think you do kind of a weak job of like realizing where the space is. So I actually like this play, botting this guy off so that 98 can go and pick up this puck. But I feel like as soon as you do this, you and you like come off this body, you should be like dumping your sprint and skating to the other side of the ice, because 98 is committing onto this puck, 22 is too. So if you just like dump your sprint and move like this, it's going to give your teammate a passing option, and it's going to force 98 to either turn on you or commit to the 50-50 onto the puck. But instead you just kind of like float around when you could be taking advantage of that missed coverage. I don't know, I feel like the more obvious move here is to sort of fake the cut this way and then go in through this gap, because 22 came off really slow off the wall. So if you just kind of fake the move here and then go through this gap, you probably get a shot in front of the net. But yeah, and also like if this guy closes on you as you're trying to make that move, you can always just dump off to 98 here, who can then hit you in front. But yeah, instead you kind of handle into 19 and just get 50'd. I don't know, I think the most, like the simplest and the best play to do here is hold on to this a little bit longer, kind of fake this handoff with 98, because if you look at the map as you're coming down here, 97 is like has a really strong drive to this weak side here. So if you just like bring it here, fake the handoff, hold it a little bit longer, and wait for 97 to kind of get into this lane, then or it would probably be more something like this, and then you pass in front. That would be super duper strong, but you kind of do an awkward pass and then you run right into the guy carrying the puck. So you're kind of positioning very submissively here. I think this is pretty obviously your forecheck to go on. So you and 98 play up, 97 gaps on 22, and I'm already on 19. But instead you kind of play it really neutral. You leave 16 completely open. It's a miracle that he doesn't get the pass. But yeah, you're just kind of positioning submissive there. This might just be personal preference, but your last back here, puck gets turned over. I have like no speed here. I can't catch it. I think this is your puck to get, because if you just like use a good amount of stamina, you'll get to this faster than I can ever get to it, and you'll be able to turn around, which will give you time to regain that stamina. So I think it's just stronger for you to pick it up here, and just get on the road, kind of get a fast turnaround in the transition. I feel like you're not being dangerous enough. Almost. You have a lot of space like directly in front of the crease, so like I feel like you should angle more like this, instead of just taking this like weird angle like that. I think the actual angle you should take should be more like that, because 98 won't be able to catch up to you, and you're kind of head on with the goalie for a longer period of time and further away. So now you can make your move to whatever side and do whatever you want and whatever. Just it's a little bit more dangerous when you move into the middle like that. But I like what you try and do, attack that weak open side. Fuck, bro. Okay, this is interesting. I think the best option that you have here is either you go direct to 97 and then he catches, and um, what this would look like is it's a pass to 97, and then the routing would be 97 goes like that with the puck, 98 crosses over, goes like that, and then I'm there for support. Um, or the simpler play is just put it across, like put it super high, put it across, put it onto the boards, because I have a ton of space here, and then I can take it up, and this will just be like a 3-on-3. I could probably get past 16 here if I just like a board bounce with it and then stam dump, and then it'll be a 3-on-2. But this guy's nowhere to be seen, so might as well just use the advantage and get it to the open man when you can, instead of just trying to chip it over. Which it does get to 97, but that coverage was really, really lackadaisical. I'm not sure what Frog T was doing. Honestly, this is a pretty good play. You just don't execute it quite right. So yeah, I won't dick on you for that, actually. Okay, this is interesting. So you catch this. I think you make the right play. Slowing down, stalling. I think you could just like slow down or carry it a little bit more and then slow down in this area to kind of pass it in front to 97, who's coming into the slot here. And it seems like you might try and do that, but you do it a little early and you do it like off the pads. I think if you get a little closer to the net here, you have a better angle to throw it into the slot. Okay, this is something. So you're turning back. You have a couple forecheckers. You have your teammates. You have me. I'm just kind of like trying to be open for you in case you try and take it up. Or if you just get like pressured super hard, you can just throw it to me. I think the biggest thing to look for here, since I'm not really a huge option, is, and since you have a lot of space, just look up the ice. Like, you have so much space, no one's pressuring you. Turn up and keep looking up the ice. You want to look at what your two teammates are doing and where the coverage is. And as soon as you see this turn happen and this guy being like this, you just throw this up the middle like that. Like as soon as you see this turn happen. Because if you throw it super early like this, it'll be perfect timing. He can catch it like right around here and then get a shot off completely uncontested. But instead you kind of like take your time, and then you seems like you try and do a shot on net. Seems like your mechanics in these situations are really lacking, because I mean this should be a really easy pass, either to 97 or 98. And 97 does a really good route here. He's completely open. And it might actually be better to go to 98 here, because I feel like 98 is I mean, you could probably get that through. Whatever. Either way, it's just getting. You got to make these passes connect, and it was just a weird way to do it. I feel like I think it's just better to keep your stick flat blade there, or cup it even. I think your first instinct should actually be to go more towards the boards there, just because like look how 16 is turning. He's turning in, so you turn out like that. And now you're building space for this around, and that is really dangerous. So yeah, just like imagine you had turned onto the wall instead of doing what you do here. Instead of like routing down towards the blue line here, imagine you turn towards the wall, you go towards it, you're gonna go like that. And as this happens, as this develops, oh wow, this backdoor is gonna be completely open. So you can just board bounce off. 98 holds it for just like another second, puts it under 16's feet. Boom. Great play. I think you want to give I don't know why you're stamming here. Like, this is obviously 97's puck, and I think you want to stop here just to give your teammate a little bit more room, so that you're more of like a viable option on the drop. Because by being a little further back, you make like this defender have to come further to get to you. And then like you get this and you just immediately throw it up. Or if that option is taken away by the time you get it, you just make your move around a guy. And being further back will help you with making that move around that guy. I feel like you didn't really have to throw this away. I think you just like take your time. Like slow down a little bit while you pick it up and turn up. let these routes kind of develop into a 2-on-1 instead of just throwing it away immediately. And I feel like that pass wasn't really purposeful. Even though it got to him in a pretty good spot, it just felt kind of lucky and panicked. Like, your touches and your mechanics in important situations just seem to fall apart. Like, I don't see any reason for you to just touch this away. I think you should do a close touch and then threaten, like, cut into the middle and threaten this cut out, make 22 like face you straight down the slot, and now you can go anywhere you want with it, really. But instead you like touch it out and then you turn back and turn into your own teammate. Like, there should be a good scoring chance, just but like based on where you catch it. But this is also a thing where, like, why are you turning like this here? Wouldn't you want to like kind of come back more and let these guys overcommit onto you? So just let your forward go up here. You go back a little bit more and then turn, and have these guys commit to coming out of their own zone to pressure you. I don't know what you're doing here. Keep going. The whole idea of me keeping this here is you go fast like this, board bounce, and go fast so that you get past this line that 98 is on, and then I pass it to you, and then it's a 2-on-1. But instead you like slow down and you kind of take yourself completely out of the play. You turn around really late on this. Turn now, turn now, turn now, turn now. This is your best timing. So if you just turn and face me, because this guy's going this way, this guy's going this way, this is your best timing to catch the puck when both the defenders are turned off. You turn late, and by that time it's kind of covered. This pass is kind of covered by that time. So if you just, turn now, this is so easy. But you just wait a little bit to turn, and that kind of fucks the play over. So right off the bat, this seems pretty obvious to me. There's no way you're going to keep this. Just like put this like kind of off the boards like this for 98 to skate onto. You can't keep this. Like, there's just no way. You just have to pass it. Oh, you almost routed so good, man. Almost. Like, you have the idea, but you kind of don't. Keep this line. Keep going into this space. Because 98, what he's doing, he's dragging the other 98 and 22. And by going here, you're avoiding 19's turn, who's kind of angled like this. So when you're doing this, you're turning back into 19 when you really want to be going like this into this space that 98 is opening up for you. Yeah, here's another. You kind of get like lost here, and I'm not sure why you're not just like playing the wall here. Because if you're playing this wall, 97 wins this puck. He just rims it around to you. But instead, you're like kind of skating at the net, and now you're lost. And now instead of doing what I think should happen is go like this, and then 98 routes like this, and then I either turn back to face or I just stop here, and then 97 can carry. You like get lost really badly here. So yeah, I do the turnaround. 98 just kind of goes up, which I don't think is the greatest. I think 98 should have slashed there, and then you went up like that. But this is the situation you end up in instead, because you just don't seem confident in playing up as the forward in the breakout, which sometimes you're going to need to do as an offensive defenseman. Yo, holy puck hog by Jack 1K, bro. Fucking chip that up. So you're kind of turning weird. I don't know, like as last man back, I don't know why you wouldn't want to like come more to the middle to cover this guy, just in case. And then as this goes on, it just gets worse and worse, where you're still last man back, and now you have two guys turning like this up the ice. You're facing here, so why not just turn with them? Instead, you turn around and you let 19 kind of get past you because you're so slow, turning around the opposite way instead of following the other team's turn. So here you're picking it up, coming into the O-zone. You make a pretty nice move around 98. I think your best course of action here is just stop. Stop here. Make 16 come to you. Make 22 guess where he has to go. He's either probably going to go here or turn like that. Either way, you're going to have an open man either this pass to 98 or this pass to 97, who can then get it to 98 or take it to the front. I don't think this is your shot or your puck to hold. Like, I don't think this play should end with you. I think your goal here is to draw the other team onto you to get your teammates open. But instead you just kind of try and handle and you get poke checked by Chief. So this is a little bit nitpicky, but I think instead of like speeding up and playing this with your forehand like you do here, I think you should actually, after this, you should slow down and get your backhand like kind of behind it here and take it off the wall a little bit to make it easier to like make a pass up the ice or handle around 19. Because if you slow down, you still have the guy on your back, and he can't really get the puck from there. But instead, you kind of just play it into 19 and end up almost turning possession over. This is also kind of late. I think the best play here, in my opinion, is you kind of cut out a little bit and play it far to your backhand, and then chip it over through this lane and let 98 skate onto it. Like right now, this is where you should pass. But you end up making a bad pass, turning it over. I think once you get into this position, you should try and angle in a little bit more and go for the shot instead of like playing to this outside, because playing outside here isn't going to get you anything really. Your teammate's covered on the back door and you don't really have support coming in, unless you want to like come all the way into the corner and drag these two so that 98 gets open. I guess that's a play you can make, but I think the easiest play here is just kind of cut in a little bit, keep it around here on your backhand, and then try and get a shot off onto the net. But instead you like try and cut out, and 16 is there. Oh, this is really bad coverage. This is terrible. Okay, so you're the defenseman here. 98 pretty obviously has this angle, like he can get to the other 98. It's now just your job to cover this pass to Danimals and make sure you're staying between the puck and Danimals, but instead you just skate right at 98 and you give him like the freest lane of all time to pass, and there's not really much I can do about this because I'm covering Chief. But yeah, it ends up being a goal. That's just sloppy coverage. I feel like this is pretty obviously your puck to get into here, because you know I'm coming back. I think this is you just like board bounce and come back up, just because how far I commit going back. See, as you're making this turn, you have to be able to recognize that 98 loses his man, and this should just immediately be a send up like this. But instead you're like handling around, and now that pass is gone. I mean, there's really no reason to overcomplicate this. Like, you're chipping it for no reason. You can just send that on the ice because 97 is wide open. There's no one within the path. Just like send it along the ice and let him like kind of skate into it instead of trying to chip it. And 97 actually makes the right pass here. I think you need to recognize that by turning down, you're going to have 16 turning down and 22 hasn't turned down. So now you turn back up to kind of get within this path. Because that's also the easiest passing lane for 97 based on his body positioning. So overall, pretty good game. It just seemed like at points you got distracted and kind of let your positioning get the best of you. So, but yeah, other than that, pretty good game. So yeah, just try and work on those main takeaways that I talked about at the start of the video, and I think you'll be good. I definitely see D1 sub and D1 starter potential, so just keep working at it, and yeah, that's all.